set up an order here. I'm getting ready to order some online, well, from Amazon. Um, instant coffee, organic instant coffee. I think I mentioned before that I found the place I ordered dates from, as well as um, Brazil nuts, and I actually ordered almonds from there too. They have good prices. Maybe the name. I should mention the name to it. 1 second. I'm actually ordering some sleep aid as well. Terrasol. I like the name. Terrasol. Terra means earth, right? If I'm not mistaken, terra firma. Hey, Michael, you got your you got a live stream coming up tonight? Hey, Selma. Selma says I need help. Big Al says you who, Big Al. Give me a second, guys. Yep. Terra means land or territory. Science fiction, it's planet Earth. So Terra Sol. If you need something from Amazon, food-wise, organic, superfood, they're a good place. Like I said, I buy dates. Get a big bag of dates for $20. Actually, like $18. And I'm getting this bag of instant coffee for $10, which is a good deal. It's supposed to have 60 servings. But I like fairly strong coffee since I'm drinking 1 cup a day. So it'll probably end up being 30. Still, $10 for 30 servings. You can't beat that, guys. All right. Let's bring up the desktop. Big Al says, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year's, Big Al. You know what? I should take the occasion to also to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. All right, be easier for me to read now. Someone says I'm having a panic attack. So, Selma, we know what to do with a panic attack, right? Slow your breath down. Hello, Peyton. Slow your breath down. Breathe through the nose. Breathe out through the nose and make the out breath longer and longer. Hey, Big Al.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Hey, Rose.
I thought I'd join very quickly and stay for a few minutes because I'm going in the shower soon. I won't be here for the whole stream, unfortunately.
Okay, I appreciate you coming on.
I just want a shower and I don't want to stay for too long and stuff like that. So.
And you know what? Well, while I'm at it, I appreciate you taking a shower. I don't want to say finally. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I appreciate you taking a shower.
It's my birthday soon, so I need one.
That's true. You know, once a year, whether you need it or not, it's good to take a shower.
Exactly.
Hey, Jonathan. Exactly. Hey, were you in Jace's live stream earlier?
Me?
Yep.
No, I missed it. I didn't realize it was live.
Yep. I got the most awesome shout out from Jace I've ever gotten from anyone.
Right. Okay.
Hey, Cat Jack. Someone came on and asked Jace, and he didn't even know I was on. I was watching. They asked Jace, right. Is it possible to get fit when you're very old? And Jace said he doesn't know. He's only 51. But go check out Jesse Yogi doing burpees in his basement. He's very fit.
Yeah, that's a fair point. So Yogi, is it possible to get fit while you're old?
I don't. You know what? I'll be honest. I don't know, because I've never been unfit since the age of 11. I've never been unfit.
Right. Yeah.
It's possible to stay fit for a very long time. I'm going to say yes, it is possible to get fit when you're very old. Thank you
Yeah.
for supporting Jace in that compliment, by the way.
I mean, I've got to. You don't. You're not very nice to mushy peas, so I've got to get my own back somehow.
That's true. All right, all right. How about we call it a draw?
Yeah, I'm willing to. I'm willing to call a truce on this one. Yeah, let's. It is a bit of a stalemate, so we'll shake hands and call it a day.
There you go. I appreciate that. Um, how's I know you don't train. I know you stay fit.
Yep.
How's that going for you?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. I mean, I walk everywhere. I don't drive at the moment. I did, but I don't anymore. So
Right.
I walk everywhere at the moment. Next week, not next week, sorry, the week after. It's the first week in May. I'm buying a mountain bike.
You mentioned that. Nice.
I've saved up enough money and seen one that I like, so I'm arranging with one of my mates to go and get it. With his, he's got a van. So we're going to pick it up.
Well, that could be a game changer.
So yeah, I mean, I'll be out a lot more on a bike. Walking is not a problem. It's not because I'm lazy. It's more the fact of how long it takes me to get anywhere walking.
Right. I can understand that.
You know, some of my appointments are quite a distance, and I walk to them, but I end up having to leave at like an hour before some of them just to make sure I get there on time.
Right. But then, of
So
course,
having a bike,
an hour
yeah,
back.
having a bike means I can leave like half an hour earlier instead. Half an hour later, sorry.
Well, that's good. That'll save you some time. You'll still be getting energy, or you'll still be getting a workout. And it's fun.
Yeah, oh, I'm hoping. I think I mentioned it, but I'm hoping to get back into rugby soon as well.
You did mention that. You're gonna try out for a team, right?
Yeah, I contacted my local team, and they do training sessions during the week, and then they have matches on Saturdays and Sundays. So I'm hoping that they'll get back to me soon and you know let me know when I can sort of attend.
Right.
I'm also like waiting to know. Like I'm not a cheapskate, but I'm waiting to find out if they give me a kit or whether I need to buy shorts and a t-shirt sort of thing. I'm kind of the only reason I'm asking like that kind of thing to them is because with it being an actual team, usually they give you a kit. It will be a team kit.
Right.
But like I said, I'm not being a cheapskate, but I also don't want to assume that they will give me a kit. So I'm waiting to find out whether I need to buy shorts, boots, and stuff like that. You know, like rugby boots, rugby trainers.
Yeah, and there's no sense buying them if you're not gonna end up needing them. So that's smart.
Exactly. I know that they're not very cheap. You know, a decent pair of rugby boots are you're going to be paying a penny for them. So
Right. Plans for your birthday?
Yeah, I'm going to McDonald's.
But I know that's not an everyday thing for you, so that's a birthday treat.
Yeah, it's a rarity. I went to McDonald's today, but I didn't have food. I just had a latte.
Right.
One of my mates, we decided very short notice. I went out this morning with one of my mates actually to a. We had I had a smoothie actually. Again, because I'm quite healthy. Well, I say
Right.
quite healthy. I am healthy. I have my hospital appointments and doctor's appointments, and I'm always told that I'm not overweight and I'm not unfit or anything because I've never smoked. Excuse me, sorry, you may have just heard my belly's rumbling. I haven't eaten for a bit. I actually should get some. Oh, it's too late to have food now. Anyway, I'm going off the topic. Yeah, no, I'm always told that I'm always, I'm always fit and healthy. I'm not overweight or anything like that. But went to McDonald's today, like I say, as a rarity. Had a smoothie this morning at the cafe, and then my mate Tom picked me up, and he wanted me to help him move some things, which we did with his van, and then he said, "Oh, how about we stop at McDonald's for a drink?" So we had a latte.
Nice.
So yeah, McDonald's isn't. I can't remember the last time I actually had food at McDonald's. It would have been last year, I think. I don't think of.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll tell a lie. It would have been in February. I last had McDonald's because I spent the day with my brothers. I don't really see them a lot, so we had McDonald's for dinner.
Probably 40 years for me.
That's good going. That is
Easy.
really good going.
Now, I have eaten at Burger King in the past 10 years because when they came out with their vegan burger, we wanted to try them, and it was after a 50K race. After 50K
Yeah.
race, that's the time to eat some junk food if you're going to eat some junk food.
Yeah.
And they weren't bad. It's nice that some places have those vegan options. So, like back when we were racing, we would go all up and down the East Coast, doing races all over the place. And before restaurants had vegan options, we had to take things with us. We had to plan carefully. But now a vegan can be just as unhealthy as anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna sound like I'm bragging, in a way, but I'll say I'm quite thoughtful of a person. My friend is vegan. As you know, I'm not vegan. I eat meat. I'll
Right.
eat anything really. But my friend's vegan, and we decided to go to McDonald's together. Obviously on my birthday. And I actually said to her the other day, "Do McDonald's sell vegan food?" And she was like, "Yeah, they do." And I just said to her, I was only asking because, as a thoughtful thing, I don't want us to go there and like I'm the only one that's eating because they don't have food that she can eat.
Right.
And
That was nice.
she said that's really thoughtful. Not a lot of people would have actually bothered to ask. They would have just gone there and had food and wouldn't care. They would have only noticed when she didn't get food and then, asked.
Right.
But I actually asked last week. I was a bit, just curious. Like, hold on a minute. I've decided to do this. It was my idea, but do they actually have food that she can eat? And obviously, like I say, they do because she was telling me a bit about what they have. I can't really remember because in all honesty, I don't need to remember. But she did tell me a few bits of what they have.
Right. Nice. Now, you said you don't want to sound like you're bragging, or you don't want people to think you are. You have never sounded. You never sound boastful. Ever. You
I
state
appreciate that.
you state where you are, and you do it very openly and sincerely, which is the big difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's just trying to be honest. I mean, sometimes it may come across as a brag, and sometimes I feel like I'm bragging, but I'm not. I'm just, like you've just said, I'm just saying where I am in life and how I am as a person, and I'm quite an honest. Well, in fact, I'll go as far as saying I don't have a filter because I'll tell people exactly how I feel and about anything. If I don't like a person, it's a bit rude, but I will tell them I don't like them because that's how I want people to be with me. I don't want to be hanging around a person and them acting like everything's okay. I'd rather them just say, "I don't like you, I don't like your personality," or whatever the problem is. I'd just prefer them to be honest in that sense and just say, "Yeah, okay, I don't like your personality," and that way I'm not going to change my personality, obviously, because it's who I am, but I can change my attitude around them so that I'm a more welcoming person, if that's what they don't like about me, obviously. Oh, we've lost Yogi. So how has everyone been? I'll keep the chat going very quickly. Hey, he's back.
I'm back. I was just the chat can still see you, right? We talked about this before.
Yeah, I was still chatting away. I didn't realize you'd gone. Actually, for a minute, I was still saying what I was saying, and then I said Yogi's gone and asked everyone how they were doing.
I just typed in the comment section because I can still type, so I can still communicate. that I said I was sorry, but if Big Al is still up, he can entertain you with a song.
I'm not sure my singing would keep. I think you'd lose more people if I started singing than you would if you just sat there buffering.
Don't forget, I've heard you sing before.
That's true.
Hey, are you subscribed to Billy Bob, the fish keeper?
I don't think so.
Channel.
Yeah,
He does aquariums and fishing and fly tying. It's a great combination. But Billy Bob is, as far as I've seen, just aquariums and beautifully done. I've come to think of Maddie and Billy Bob as artists with how they present the aquariums.
well, when I jump off, I'll go and subscribe
Awesome.
because I'm subscribed to everybody else. Genuinely don't think there is anyone in the chat that I'm not subscribed to.
Good. That's a good
I'm
policy. I try to
slowly-
do the same thing.
Sorry, Yogi, what did you say?
I try to do the same thing. It's a good policy.
Yeah,
A good practice.
it is. That's what I'm saying. It's I see it as more of a YouTube family than a channel.
Exactly.
I was going to say my subscribers are slowly climbing.
Nice.
I'm on 173 last I checked.
Well,
I
that's good. Go ahead.
I had a bit of a moment last week where I got up to 166 and it went back down to 164 and then it went back to 165 and then it went back down to 164 then it went up to 166 again and now I'm at 173. So I don't know what happened. I had a bit of a glitch, I think, where people didn't like what I was posting at that specific time.
Maybe some people were like briefly suspending their accounts. Maybe
Right.
maybe they were like alt accounts that got deleted, and then you got like actual people coming up and subscribing instead of the alt accounts. But there's all
Right,
kinds of explanations. I would leave the fact of thinking in terms of people not liking what you do as the last on the possible list, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because literally where it could be anything, chances are it's not personal.
Yeah. You're probably right, Yogi. Yeah, because I don't obsess over it, but I did check. Like I check every now and again just to see where I am, and say I had noticed it went from 166.
He was at, I buffered again. He was at 599 twice before he finally made it completely over 600.
Yeah. It's just one of the things, isn't it? Where it's going to happen sometimes. It doesn't dishearten me too much. It's just like I say, I just check every now and again, and when I saw that it fluctuated a little bit, it was just a bit, made me wonder if it was what I was uploading, people weren't interested in it or something. I don't know, but it seems to be okay again now, because like I say, I was around the 166, 164 mark, and I'm into 173 now, so I'm doing something right.
Right. Hey, how did your live stream go yesterday? Right.
It went amazing, actually. I had quite a few people, and more people than I've had so far. I can't remember how many people I did have, actually, but I did have. I was in the double digits. I'm usually stuck around 5 or 6 people, but yesterday it was like 12 to 15 people. I think I had 15 was the max, I think,
Well, nice. Way to go.
and I actually kept them for the majority of the stream. We went down to 2 every now and again, but my phone does this crazy thing where it has like the number of people in the stream goes down to 2 when there's still 5 people in. It's really strange. But yeah, I actually maintained people in, viewers, because I've done streams before and people have left. Like it's just gone back down to 0 and no one has been there. But yesterday I actually managed to keep everyone, so I was quite happy with it.
You know what I find amazing? When I buffer, when I'm buffering, my people come in and the count goes up to like 25. And when I come back, it drops down to 2 or 3. So I've come to the conclusion that people prefer me when I buffer than when I'm actually talking. It's the buffering yogi. So I'm thinking about changing my name, maybe just a buffering yogi in his basement, or just a yogi buffering in his basement.
The second one sounds better, yes.
All right, I'm going to consider that. So that's my my YouTube skill appears to be buffering. Don't know what to make of that.
Yeah.
Or maybe I could take Jason's advice. Just a very old man getting fit in his basement.
I'll be honest, because when you start buffering, I genuinely panic slightly because I'm like, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do?
Hey, can you juggle?
Nope. I can play guitar, but I don't want to get you a copyright strike for playing a song.
Right. Good thinking. Can you tap dance by any chance?
No.
Let's see. Got to think of something. Because it's going to come in handy. You know it's going to happen again. So you're going to be called to step up and carry the show.
Yeah, I will think of something.
Hey.
Maybe not right now, but throughout
Here's
the
what I'm
night
thinking.
I'll go for my shower and I'll think about something.
I'm thinking about mime. Like Man in a Box. Or
Yeah.
I think you could probably be a pretty good mime.
The problem is people can't see me.
Oh yeah, that's true. So in that case, you're going to be an excellent mime. Just describe what you're doing.
Yeah.
A mime. I'm a mime in a box. No one can say, "Man, that's really bad." It depends on
Exactly.
how
I
good
mean,
you describe it.
I am planning on being on camera at some point. I'm very introverted, which sounds funny because I'm here, obviously, but this doesn't bother me too much because you can only hear me.
Right.
You can't see me, so I'm not as anxious as I usually would be. Don't get me wrong, I am nervous, I am anxious, but not as much because I know that people physically can't see me. So I know that people aren't watching me, they're just listening to me.
Right. Believe it or not, I'm very introverted as well. Very shy. And if you had asked me 2 years ago about going live, I would have said nope, not going to happen.
Yeah.
I've done public speaking and I've done poetry readings. And I was on stage, my hands were shaking so bad. I literally had someone come up and hold my hand to keep it from shaking so I could read. My voice was so cracked. But for some reason, the very first time I sat in front of the camera and started talking on my channel, everything felt right.
Yeah. I just have to say to Soulstar, great band, Soulstar. Alice in Chains, love it. Man in the Box and Down in a Hole and all of those songs are amazing.
Not greatly familiar with Alice in Chains. Stuart's been recommended them for quite some time. I got some friends who love them. The little bit I listened to, for some reason, I just never dove in. The little I listened to, I did like though.
Yeah. I it's just going back to the subject of being anxious and introverted and nervous to be on camera. I had a YouTube channel before. I won't name it because I don't want people to see me, obviously. But I had a YouTube channel before. I've checked it out quite recently, and I still have I have 186 subscribers on there.
Nice.
I can't access it. I don't know my details. But my point is what I'm trying to say. My point is about the introverted stuff. Obviously, I served. I did a lot of public speaking and speaking in front of people, and I was anxious. I've always been quite a shy person. But I wasn't as anxious as I am now. But having spoken to my psychiatrist and another person who supports me, they've both told me to speak to my GP about PTSD because it's something that's come up time and time again. And like, although I've been diagnosed with social anxiety, depression, and a few other things, my psychiatrist has said that anxiety and PTSD, because it's all mental health, can often hide each other. So what I think is just anxiety could be something deeper, and she wants me to speak to my GP about it. So that's something I'm going to do when I get a chance, actually.
Do they have a thought of what it might be?
Well, like I say, just my psychiatrist said PTSD. My support worker said PTSD. I have also been told to look into trying to get to see my GP about ADHD because I have a very active mind.
Right.
I interrupt mainly. I've done it to you a few times and I apologize, but I interrupt
okay.
people when they're talking because if something comes into my head, I have to say it, else it aggravates me. I get agitated if I haven't said what I need to say. The same goes if someone gets mixed up with, if I'm trying to explain something to someone and they misinterpret it, I get very stressed with myself because I can't. I have to simplify things for my own sake, and it like if I simplify something as much as I can for myself, and the person that I'm explaining it to still doesn't understand, I get mad at myself. I get very aggravated with it. It's just one of those things that I do, and like I say, because I've got an overactive brain and I'm thinking non-stop. I've been told to look into that as well. There's a lot of things going on for me, essentially. Obviously, I won't say them all here. It's no one's not being rude, but it's no one's business, and it's a lot
Right.
to, it's a lot for people to take on as well. I don't want to make the chat really morbid, but there is a lot going on for me, and there's a lot of things that I need help with and need like looking into.
You know what though? No, I don't think that it's morbid as much as even just sharing. You don't have to go into detail, whatever you're comfortable with, but um, sharing that kind of stuff makes other people who are going through their issues feel less alone, and that it's okay to talk about it. Um, so I think for like with you, like you said, you don't want to, for your own reasons, you don't want to share too much, but just letting people
Yeah,
know that. I mentioned this to you before. If I just knew you from the comment section, I would have one view of you. It would be nice, but it's not the view that I have of you now from our
yeah,
conversations. This is people, a guy named Big Al, who does have a sarcastic sense of humor, funny. But you said you can be sarcastic. Um,
yeah,
and people might think, well, people might take that as Big Al's got everything together and he's being funny and everything's easy for him. He doesn't know what I'm going through. But you come up and
yeah,
you let people know, hey, I'm fighting my own battle. I don't want to go into detail about what I'm fighting, but I'm fighting my own battle. And when you go back in the chat, man, I've seen you offer so much care, so much empathy and compassion to people who are going through stuff. Uh, amazing to witness, Big Al.
I appreciate that, Yogi. I really do. I say it all the time, but it does mean a lot. Um, and I love helping people. I really, especially people who are in the same boat. You know, people with anxiety, and it's not just people with anxiety or depression. It's other things too. But those are the people I can relate to. Obviously, I can't relate to certain situations because I don't have the problem myself. I don't want that to sound rude. I didn't know any other way to say it, but if someone's dealing with depression or anxiety, I can relate to that. I can relate to overthinking. I can relate to stress. I can relate to being angry for no reason. If someone is angry, I can relate to that as well. And I can offer, not from a professional point of view, obviously, none of it, but I can offer tips on how to deal with that anger. Because I've had moments recently where I've been angry for no reason, or um, I've started having a daydream, and it started as a good daydream, and then I've overthought it and started thinking about someone in particular, and it's made me angry because that person brought joy to me, but they're no longer in my life. And
Right.
then from there, I spiral, I get mad, and I end up having to do something to take my mind off it. Usually, I play guitar or I listen to music because those are the things that distract me and make me happy. So obviously, like I say, none of it's from a professional point of view. I can't offer any professional help, but I can offer some advice on how to deal with certain feelings or emotions. You know, anger, stress, depression, being anxious. I can just offer a little bit of friendly advice. You know, for me, talking to people helps, which is why when people are having their problems in the chat, I'll say, "You can talk to me." Because I know that that's something that helps me. If I was feeling down and I said in the chat, and let's say, I don't know, let's say Sebastian, for example, just as the first person that pops into my head, let's say Sebastian says, "Do you want to talk about it?" I would say, "Yeah, please," because talking helps.
Right. I agree.
That wouldn't be every situation, obviously, because there'd be some situations where I don't want to speak about what's going on. But I would hope that anyone in the same situation would accept that help, you know, talking to somebody if that's what it took.
Agreed. And I'm happy that you offer that here. Um, I, it fills me with no small amount of joy, uh, knowing that you and people like you are here in the chat, reaching out, um, and helping me provide a space for people who are going through the same things that you and I are going through. Uh, for me, it's important to talk about my uh, issues. And I was talking about this with someone uh, yesterday. You know, when people hear that you've been meditating for uh, well over 30 years, 35 years, something like that, they think that you have, for lack of a better expression, they think that you have your shit wrapped up tight.
Yeah.
And some days for me, uh, it's my meditation, it's my breath work, it's yoga, it's practicing kindness and forgiveness. Uh, that is the only thing that keeps me going. You know, I got my own issues, and um, some are actually relatively new that floored me, that caused other issues. I mentioned before the imposter syndrome, that
Yeah.
out of the blue, about 4 years ago, being struck with anxiety, panic attack, insomnia. And I teach people for a living how to navigate
Yeah.
anxiety, panic attacks, and sleep problems. So, how can I do that when all of a sudden I'm suffering from it and I feel like I'm coming, literally, some nights I felt like I was coming unhinged. And the reason was because it can happen to anyone. No one is ever excluded from anything. A vegan can have heart disease. Um, a professional athlete can have a heart attack. No one's ever excluded. Things happen. Life happens. And, it happened to me and it happened really hard. Um, and everything that I had learned through the years, I was able to now deeply apply it to myself, which gave me a keener understanding on how to really empathize and help people even further.
Yeah.
I'm 100% committed for my channel to be committed to unconditional kindness, forgiveness, and love. I don't know how that unfolds because there's, obviously some struggle trying to be kind
Yeah.
to some people who might be causing some issues for other people. I haven't found the balance yet. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
You guys help me find it.
You have one of the best channels on YouTube, and I'm glad that I found you. I mean, obviously, I came from Mark and Joe, but I'm glad they told us viewers to go and subscribe to, just a yogi doing burpees in his basement, because it's one of the best channels on YouTube. It's really good for mental health as well. I forget about everything that's going on in my life while I'm here for the hour or so that I'm here, because it's amazing. You know what you're talking about. You do the breathing stuff, which I didn't like doing before, as I've mentioned, but since being in here, there's just something about it. Part of that is it's choice. You don't tell people that this is what we're doing. You state clearly that it's for people who want to do it, and that's the difference
Right.
between doing it here and when I've had it in the past. Is in the past it hasn't been by choice. It's been with a professional who said, let's give this a go, and I wasn't ready for it at the time, because it's one of those things that you've got to be in the mood for it, which sounds daft, but in my opinion, it's me personally, obviously, I've got to be in the mood to do breathing work.
Sure.
I've got to feel comfortable doing it, and I don't want to feel pressured into doing it or forced into doing it. If I want to take part in breathing work, it's on my terms. And usually, in fact, I think all but once I've partaken in your breathing work.
Oh,
There was only
nice.
once where I didn't decide to. But every time since you've done breathing work, I've been here for it, because it helps the channel. Your whole persona helps. You've got such a welcoming and friendly personality and demeanor. It's just, I'm so glad that I found you, Yogi. Honest.
Well, thank you, Big Al. I really appreciate that, and I definitely appreciate Mark and Joe for giving me a shout out, because they brought a lot of people here, and
Yeah.
some came in and they did breath work and they got help for what they needed that night. They don't come back that often, which is fine. Take what you need when you need it.
Yeah.
And then we go on with our lives. Toy Pup says we
I'll be
appreciate.
honest with you, Yogi.
Yep.
Sorry, I interrupted. Sorry.
That's okay. I was just gonna say, Toy Pup says we appreciate you, Big Al.
Thank you, Toy Pops. I appreciate that. No, I was just going to say, I'll admit, I'll be very honest with you, because that's, like I've said, who I am. I'll be honest. The first time they said, obviously, subscribe to Yogi, I didn't. I popped my head into your live on a couple of occasions, said hi to you, and then I went back to their stream, because, not to be rude to you, at the time, that's where I was having fun. I could
Right.
make jokes and be, rude, if you like, and do all that kind of stuff. And again, not to be rude to you, that was really fun. I enjoy telling my jokes and that kind of thing. So that's where the fun was for me. But coming here, it's a different kind of fun. It's still fun to go into their stream, because obviously they go live a lot earlier than you do.
Right.
So it's fun to jump in there and tell the jokes and just have the banter back and forth. But then when you go live, I say, okay, see you later, and I jump in here, and again, like I said, it's a different kind of fun. It's still fun, but it's a more serious type of fun.
Right.
Instead of having I mean, there is jokes here. Obviously, I've had jokes and I've had banter back and forth with Rebecca and stuff, but the jokes are a lot more held back, and we have serious debates and chats and things like this. And yeah, there's no other word for it. It's just a different type of fun. I'm not, it's not the same fun that there is in Mark and Joe's, but it's not boring. I enjoy every moment that I'm here with you.
I appreciate that. And you know what, my favorite, I always love you here. I absolutely love you over at Maddie's when you're going back and forth with Chloe. Um, I literally laugh out loud when you guys are going back and forth. And I gotta admit, at one time it was at your expense. When Chloe came back with the wee owl, I literally laughed out loud with that.
That's how I address myself when I go in their streams now. Actually, I say it's we owl here, and that's then the start to the whole. Well, that starts off the backwards and forwards usually.
Yeah, you guys, it's you both can take it very well. You both give it out, but there's always, it's never mean spirited. There's always an underlying kindness, because you want to make her laugh, and she wants to make you laugh.
Yeah.
So there's like a line that you don't cross. You never cross into meanness. You both sort of have the same type of sense of humor, which makes it fun to
Yeah.
see you go back and forth.
Exactly. Everything that I say to anybody, I've had backwards and forwards in here with Runner Boy, with Rebecca. There's been Chloe. I've never once said anything to them and meant it in a bad way. I've always, even if that's how it comes across in the chat, because it is hard to gauge how a message is supposed to be read, especially if those people, haven't seen that I'm like that. You've had the honor of seeing what I'm like in Mark and Joe's stream, so you know that when I came here, when I was backwards and forwards with Rebecca, you knew that it was playful. Whereas, obviously, as my first time in here, people will be seeing my sense of humor for the first time, and they may not think that it's jokes. They'll look at that and go, "Oh, that's a bit harsh." But it's all a joke. Rebecca is she gives it back as good as she gets because she's a legend.
She certainly does.
So no, I have a feeling Kat's getting a bit bored of me, so I'm going to jump out so you can do some breathing work.
We're going to do some breathing. I don't think Kat gets bored, to be honest with you. So yeah, I don't think she's bored with you.
Fair enough. I see everyone. Let's do some breathing work. Like, I'm sorry, I chat, and I'm a chatterbox, as we call it over here. I enjoy talking to my friends, and you are all my friends.
Appreciate that. And as you can tell, at least I hope you can tell, I engage with you. So, and I ask you questions. So I keep you talking. So don't think that you are in any way overstaying. It's, don't think that at all. I keep asking you questions because I like talking to you and I like engaging with you.
Well, I appreciate that reassurance, Yogi. That means a lot, and it's nice to have that feedback. At least it reassures me that I am not overstaying my welcome, and that I'm sort of wanted here. That's not the right word, but at least it tells me that I'm okay to keep talking. Obviously, because you've just said that you ask the questions and keep me talking and that kind of thing. I don't need to explain it. You've just said it.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that.
Sure, you're welcome. So we will do some breath work. I don't know if you have time to do it, or you're gonna hop in the shower.
I will stay for the breath work, and then I'm going to the shower because it is almost 11:15.
Okay. You want to do it up here, or you want to do it in the chat?
I'll jump in the chat for this, Yogi.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Miguel.
Merry Christmas.
And Happy New Year's and happy soon to be birthday. I know you're getting old. Pretty soon you'll be able to tell us. You'll be able to tell us if you can play rugby as a very old man. You'll be able to let us know.
I'll let you know when I'm 60 if I'm still doing it.
All right, fair enough. Thank you, Miguel.
I appreciate you allowing me up here again. And hello, everyone in chat. Merry Christmas, everybody. And I'll see you in the chat for the breathwork, Yogi. Thank you.
Yes, awesome. So, I did mention I wanted to try something. I wanted to explain something different because we can't really do it here. We can a little bit. Let's see. Hey, Selma, we're gonna do some breath work. So, gonna go ahead and wait before I bring you up, if you don't mind. Maybe if you want to come up when we're gonna close everything down, and you can, if you're up for singing a song, maybe, or we could just talk. So we're gonna wait just a little bit, especially because Big Al wants to do some breath work, and then he's going to take a shower. So in just a little bit, my friend. Just hurry up and wait. Let's see. I don't think Selma heard. Few minutes, please. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to breathe in the nose. Inhaling for a count of 5. We're going to hold, but only for a count of 2. We're going to exhale. We did this the other day. We're going to exhale through the mouth, but not with that whoosh. Not with the... You do want your tongue on the roof of the mouth, but it's going to be a very gentle. Who was it? Was it Kat? Or was it Soul Stars? Who said like blowing out a birthday candle, like blowing out a candle. So it's a very gentle for a count of 7. So it's 5 to 7. We're gonna do 10 rounds. Sorry, Selma. We're gonna do breath work, and then like maybe right before we close things down, if you want to come up. So, how does that sound to everyone? And then I want to explain the cognitive shuffling for anxiety, and specifically if you have any too many thoughts when you lay your head on the pillow and you're trying to go to sleep. I think we've all been there, right? You can let me know. It's new for me. I haven't done it, but I come across it in some classwork that I was doing, and I thought, well, great, let's do a group experiment, see if it works. So first breath work, and then we'll talk about that. Solstice says gonna exit chat for actual breath work. That was maybe 11. Gotcha. Thank you. Excellent, excellent metaphor. I love it. Begin with 1 conscious breath. All right, Laradox, we're going to do some breath and then we can talk. So, for those who are ready, you close your eyes and just notice your breath. Notice that you are breathing in. Notice that you're breathing out. Gentle awareness. No effort, not concentration, not even focus. Just awareness. Notice that in this awareness, everything happens without distinction. You're just aware. You're relaxed and you're breathing. Nothing else in this moment matters except the breath. Now notice your breath, the tip of your nose. Breathing in, notice the very, very tip of the nose. The warmth, the softness. Breath passes in, the breath passes out. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring your awareness down to your belly now. And notice that as you breathe in, the belly expands, just like a wave. As you exhale completely on its own, no effort, belly falls back, rising and falling, relaxed. We're going to do 10 rounds of breathing in for a count of 5, holding for a count of 2, exhaling through the mouth, pursed lips, very gently exhaling for a count of 7. Like you're blowing out that birthday candle. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold for 1, 2. Exhale through the mouth for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2. Exhale through the mouth for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2. Exhale soft for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw the breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 1. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2. Exhale through the mouth for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2. Exhale through the mouth for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2. Soft exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let the breath go. Surrender to the stillness that follows. Relaxed, at ease. Just enjoy this moment. Nothing special. Just peace. Simply sit. And when you're ready, open your eyes, and we'll see you in the chat. All right. Paradox. That reminds me of it's a Facebook memory. One of the shorter little lyrical prose poems that I wrote. Um, probably 25 years ago. It just came up as a Facebook memory. I'm going to post it here. That was actually an insightful comment there, X. Deb says, sorry, Selma, I had a bad day yesterday. I'm sorry about that, Debs. Big Al says, thank you for that, Yogi. You're welcome, Big Al. I hope it was a valuable breathwork session for you guys. There is the thing with breathwork. You're always better off for having done it. However, the immediate effects are sometimes very powerful, very profound. And sometimes specific breathworks don't have quite the same effect. However, they're still doing the work. So just like with meditation, you want to be non-judgmental to what occurs, allowing everything to happen the way it's supposed to happen. There's no such thing as a bad meditation session. I have had people that I've taught, as well as myself, who've come away thinking that was a lousy session. I couldn't get a moment of stillness. But you're aware of your thoughts, and that's huge. It doesn't matter what matters is that you sat and you became aware of your thought process. The guy says, I haven't had a bath since 2020 because where I live now, when he has a shower. But on that note, see you tomorrow. It's shower time for me. Enjoy the shower. So when everyone's back in the chat, we're going to talk cognitive shuffling. Who's ever put their head on the pillow, exhausted, ready to go to sleep, and they can't turn the thought process off? Anxiety just keeps playing through and playing through and playing through. Soulstar says, always turned on and tapped in, even with the occasional glitch, absent of heavy expectations. Thank you. You got to eat, Selma. Try something good. I don't know. Poor man Zaffin says, raise his hand. I know, Dan. I know for sure with you. Dissidents. Someone says, I have anxiety every day. I am largely much better with my anxiety. A little bit when I was driving, going down the big highways with the big trucks. Yeah, driving's not my thing. Never used to bother me. And I used to do some crazy stuff when I was driving. Maybe that's why. Maybe, I'm stuck in a karmic loop for my past driving sins. And they were sins. Using it in the literal translation. Mistakes in the original. Hey, you Faith Pickle, how are you, my friend? So here's what we do. Your head hits the pillow. Snapper says, I have a great way of getting to sleep. It's self-hypnotic. I can explain further if anyone would like to try something different. Kat says, thanks, Yogi, again. You're welcome, Kat. It's a little different than the 4-7-8. Both were breathing through the mouth. This is a little more gentle. And a lot of times, I like that gentle breath work. I do like the 4-7-8 for grabbing my attention and literally steering me away from that anxiety. But the gentle approach, I like quietly being steered in that direction. Depends on what we need. Deb says, I heard someone say that we are not here we were last 5 years or 10 years. We keep evolving. Sepper says every 7 years. So here it is. Pick a random word. Any word. When I was experimenting with it, I don't know why, because it's random. I picked iodine. Someone says, I'm sorry, Yogi. You never have to apologize to me, Selma. Pickle says, hello, how are you doing? Is Puppy Mommy here? I'm doing well, and Puppy Mommy was here. I don't know if she still is hanging out or not. So, yeah, I picked iodine. Completely random. Don't search for a word that any random word is going to do. Now, spend 5 to 8 seconds coming up with any word for each letter of iodine. So, ideal, ivory, intelligence, ingest, intellect, insect. Don't search. Something doesn't come, it doesn't come. We're not striving for anything. Your favorite pickle says, I went from Layla to pickle. What a change. That is quite a change. And then you go to O, including. Nice. Oxygen. Just 5. Everything's gentle, not concentrating, not searching. Whatever comes to you, comes to you. So we're on O. Oxygen. Opal. Onus. On top. Oprah. Okra. Whatever comes. D. Donnie. Diamond. Dog. Deliberate. Back to I. It can be repeated, whatever comes to mind. And you go all the way through. Then you can pick another word. The key is don't strive. Don't find yourself really searching for words. Whatever comes to mind, comes to mind. So try it. There's a lot of studies backing it up, and you could look it up. Cognitive shuffling. Actually, let's go ahead and look it up. There it is. Here's a little AI overview. Cognitive shuffling is a mental technique to aid sleep by distracting the brain with random thoughts, mimicking the natural shift in thought patterns that occur as people drift off to sleep. It involves focusing on random words or objects, and you can visualize. So if we went D, we thought diamond, visualize a diamond. If you want, you might not have to. Visualizing them briefly, and then moving on to the next, essentially shuffling your thoughts. Choose a random word or object. Select a neutral word. You don't want something that is emotionally charged, like Pluto or bedtime. to start. Focus on the first letter. Think of as many words as you can that begin with the same letter as the first letter of your chosen word. Visualize the word briefly. Briefly visualize the word you've thought of. Repeat for each letter. Let the mind drift. If it's drifting off, don't worry about bringing it back. The goal is to interrupt the brain's tendency to engage in logical, focused thinking that can keep you awake, and instead to engage in random, non-stressful thinking, which can help you relax and fall asleep. Some people find that it's helpful to also jot down worries before bed to help with the cognitive shuffling process. I wouldn't worry about that last part. It was actually a while back also featured in New York Times. So give me a second, guys. I'll dive back in the chat. Let me know what you think. I'm going to give it a try tonight. You can do your breath work. And I hope you're doing sleep hygiene breath work. I talk quite a bit about sleep hygiene. We seldom, a lot of us have sleep issues, but we seldom do what's necessary to help us sleep. Hey, Heavenly Star, nice to see you. Heavenly Star says, Yogi Bear. Deb says, average person has 70,000 thoughts per day. I'm at 100K, I think. Deb says, some voices like Yogi can put me to sleep too. Well, I'm glad for that. Hey, Toy Pups. Hey, Pickle's been asking for you. Pickle says, I have a word. Pickle. So I like that thought that it mimics the brain's natural process. You're getting a head start consciously in the sleep process by doing that. If anyone tries, let me know tomorrow in one of the live streams how it worked for you. Anyway, sleep hygiene. Do your best to get away from all electronics, including cell phones, an hour before bed. Give yourself 1 hour to 2 hours before you eat and going to bed. Have it as dark as possible. Consider using a sleep mask. And also earplugs if necessary. I don't myself, I like having some white noise like an air purifier. It's funny, people saying they do fall asleep on my live stream means that I am actually white noise. I'm actually a white noise for you guys. If I can help someone fall asleep, awesome. Absolutely awesome. I want to get stickers made up that says I fell asleep on Yogi's live stream. Do your breath work, sleep hygiene. Half an hour, 20 minutes in bed. You can even do it when you're lying in bed. I have. And for sleep hygiene breath work, you want to elongate the exhalation. Breathe in for 4, exhale for 8. Or do box breathing. 4, breathing in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. My favorite, probably my all-time favorite sleep breath is breathing in for 4, exhaling through the left side for a count of 8. Give a quick demo. Ten rounds. A round is in and then out. Use the Ujjayi breath, making that ha sound. And the last thing I'll add in, how you wake up begins to prepare you for how you go to sleep. We got some hearts for Lucy. Thank you, Lucy. So get some. Deb says red light therapy on my face puts me to sleep. And one look into red light therapy. Cancels the blue light. I have a mask. I'm going to look into that. Debs, thank you for that. Exercise definitely helps. You can do some very, very easy yoga about an hour before bed, specifically things like child posture. George says, I dyed my hair today, Yogi. Nice. What color did you dye your hair? My cat's causing some kind of trouble. I hear her. If you get light to your eyes, sunlight to your eyes, doesn't matter if it's cloudy, doesn't matter even if it's ambient light coming from the sun, but it's still slightly dark out. If you get that first light as early as possible, if you do breath of fire in the morning, all that's going to help you go to sleep because now you're producing the active hormonal chemicals to help you wake up. You're producing norepinephrine, adrenaline, as well as cortisol in just the right amount. Your body needs those to be wakeful and responsive. And at the same time, they begin to die off through the course of the day. And in their raw material left over, the body then assembles melatonin and serotonin, which are the very same hormones that we need to fall asleep. So red hair. Nice. Man, let's see. Sorry, guys. I do like red hair. As Deb says, I love that red hair. Is that your new color? Let's see. Is it? We got a thumbnail. Let's go check it out. Very nice. My younger days, my beard used to come in reddish. My hair was blonde. My beard was reddish. Redheads of trouble. Asked Jack. Well, we could also ask Cat too, couldn't we? I can't imagine. I can't imagine Cat being in any trouble or causing any trouble. Hey, I mentioned this to Big Al beginning of the live stream. Any of you guys happen to check out Jace's live stream earlier? Seppa says redheads are a brand of old school matches. Natural red is beautiful too. They call them gingers in the UK. So his cat telling on oneself. So a guy came into Jace's live stream today and asked a question, typed a question. Is it possible to get fit when you're very old? It was a sincere question. And Jace said, I wouldn't know. He's only 51. But go check out this guy, just a yogi. He's very old and he's fit as a fiddle. To which I replied, wait a minute. I know I'm old. I didn't realize I was very old yet. Soulstar says, I like to call it mousy red. Deb says, I'm actually a reddish blonde brown, but North Carolina turned me a gray blonde. Let's see. Kev says, so that means you're a redhead? I knew we had a bond. Let's see. Well, for me, just a beard. You guys seen some of the photos that I posted on my thumbnails? Star says, yes, redheads are trouble, but we burn in the sun, not tan. Soulstar says, I only burned once, and then my Tagliaferro lines poke through. Sniper says, strawberry blonde. Me? I think you guys can figure it out for yourselves. Deb says, people poking fun at me have picking me on my forehead, I guess. Kat says, my mom thought it was cute to perm my hair as a kid. Annie was very popular back then. We need a photo. We need photographic proof. Our friend Selma's coming up. Hey, Song Ahead. Hey, Chris. Mama Chris is here. Hello, Yogi and everyone. Hello, my friend. Hi, Selma.
Hi. I feel overwhelmed again.
It happens. Do you remember how to make that ha sound with the breath?
Yeah.
Let's you and I just do a couple minutes of that. How's that sound?
Yeah.
So, hey, Cat and Jack has a photo when she was a kid with her red hair and a stuck out in a perm, and she's gonna reveal. Yeah, we hit 80 today too, Debs. So, Selma, this is what the breath sounds like. When we exhale, we go, but we do it with our mouth. We do it with our mouth shut. So, can you hear that? Nice. Is your mouth shut when you do it?
Mhm.
Okay. Now we make that same noise when we breathe in. So it goes. I like that. Now, do that as you inhale and do it as you exhale. One breath. Very nice. Really nice. So here's what you and I are going to do. I'm going to put up a little meditation timer. It's going to be a gong. You like gongs?
Yes.
Who doesn't like a good gong? Matter of fact,
I do.
thank you. I knew there was a reason I liked you so much, Selma. That's because both you and I, we can appreciate a good gong. This is what the gong's going to sound like. Is that too loud? You want me to make it softer?
Make it softer.
I can do that. We'll do a little test. How's that sound?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to make that sound, you and I together. Now, if there's anyone else in the chat that would like to participate, all we're going to do is breathe in and make that soft sound of, and then out. You can follow along with me and you can follow along with Selma. So, Selma, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Can you close your eyes?
Yeah.
Okay. And just sit there for a second. Just sit. When you hear the gong, you and I are going to breathe in at our own pace, and we're going to breathe out all through the nose, and we're going to make that sound very gentle. No one needs to hear it but you and me. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, listen to that. Listen for the gong, and then we're going to start. Like we're snoring. Nice and easy. You and me, Selma. We're halfway there. And that was it, Selma. It's a magical breath. And you can
Yeah.
do that. You can do that anytime and anywhere. It's the name of the breath is called Ujjayi breath. And that means victorious breath because you're victorious over the anxiety, you're victorious over the panic, you're victorious over all those emotions that are running wild. And it's also called the ocean's breath because it's like you're listening to the ocean when you make that sound.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you need it, you can do that breath. And you know what? You can think of, as you're doing it, think of all your friends that love you. Cat and Jack said, Soma, I love you so much.
I love you too, Ken and Jack.
Yep, so sorry, you're right. Sometimes it sounds like a no growl. Gong time. Yep. Anyone here old enough to remember the Gong Show? Yep, there it is. Deb says, I remember the Gong Show. So that's for everyone. I've done that breath waking up, middle of the night, full blown anxiety on the verge of a panic attack. And fortunately, had the presence of mind. Sometimes I don't. To introduce just that breath. I couldn't concentrate on 4 and 8. I couldn't bring myself to do, not at that time, not in that full blown anxiety moment, to do the 4, 7, 8 breath. But I could make that sound. I could exhale the sound of the ocean. I could breathe in the sound of the ocean. And that brought me back amazingly. Just that breath alone. In through the nose, out through the nose. Absolutely.
Yogi?
Yep.
I was gonna cry when I come in, but it doesn't seem to come out.
It doesn't need to come out. It will when it does. Never force yourself to cry, and never force yourself not to cry. Honor how you feel in each moment. And I think you find that the more you relax, you might get tears of relief. Just letting them go.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're in a tough situation, Selma, but you'll figure it out.
Yeah. But I'm getting so mad at Harrison because when he texted me, he said he stayed for my house, and I I don't want him though.
Well, aren't you seeing someone else too, though?
Yeah.
Is it okay for you to see someone else?
Mm, I don't know, but I feel like I wanna date him again and see if he wants me back or if he wants to give up. And I don't know.
Well, you're leaving it entirely up to him. But you know what? You get a say in this too.
Yeah.
It's not up to Harrison. It's up to you. You get to decide what's good for Selma.
Um, I I rather I rather date Jackson better than Harrison.
It might be time, and I don't want to give you advice. It might be time to have some Selma time.
Yeah.
Just concentrate on Selma for a bit.
Yeah.
Do the things that make you happy that don't involve Harrison or Jackson.
Yeah.
Make Selma happy. You know why?
Yeah. Why?
Because we all love a happy Selma.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a bumper sticker. When I finally get another car, I'm gonna get a bumper sticker that says "We all love a happy Selma," and it's gonna be in the back of my car forever. What do you think of that?
Yes.
Maybe when I finally get around to doing channel merchandise, we're gonna have uh, bumper stickers for people to buy that says "We all love a happy Selma,"
Yeah.
and of course, I'd have to give you one for free. Chris says, "So true." Hey, Presley. Good evening, my friend. That's a wonderful name, Soul Stars. Her youngest baby's name is Victory. Soul Star says, Selma, there have been times for me to just surrender all. And come what may, from there, we join in diversity and rhyme and harmony. Beautifully said.
Thank you, stars.
So, you're always free to come in here and relax and be whatever you are. If you're sad, come in and be sad. If you're happy, come in and be happy. So, regardless, I could make another bumper sticker that says, "We all love a sad Selma because we love you no matter what you're going through. We absolutely love you."
Yeah.
So, for me, though, I'm going to have to go to bed.
Yeah.
You going to be around tomorrow?
Yeah.
You feel like singing a song before bed?
Yeah.
You have anything in mind?
Yes.
What's that?
Um, the same song that I sang yesterday.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Yogi.
Uh huh.
Um, do you remember the song goes, Yogi?
I don't, but I will remember it when you sing it.
Yeah. um, I um, I'll try to find it.
If you can't find it, you can always sing it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you want to sing? How about you could sing a song in honor of Toy Pups getting 50,000 subs.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to sing for her?
Yeah.
What's that?
Um, You are my sunshine.
Awesome. We haven't heard that in a while.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the skies are gray. You make me happy how much I love you. Please don't take happy money away.
Nice. Beautiful. Hey, before I go to sleep,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if anyone has any questions about that cognitive shuffle. You can let me know. Soulstar says, yes, a victory song. You Are My Sunshine. It's a pretty song, and no one sings it more beautifully than Salma.
Yeah.
Do you mind helping me say goodbye to everyone, Salma?
Yeah. You can say goodbye and he will see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock, and 5:25.
This is true. That's the time that I will be live. I hope to see you guys at least some of those times. Sniper says, Selma, it's actually my wedding song, my first dance. Nice. Get a thumbs up and some love from Mama Chris. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow is game day. Nature's Dog Realms. Hey, Selma,
Yeah,
have you ever played a game over at Nature Dog Realms?
yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
yeah. Oh, I found it.
You did.
Yeah. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is for Harrison. Harrison, this is for you because you cheated on me, and it's not okay. And I wanted to tell you that Harrison, it's done. You ruined my relationship with you, and what we've been through, and what we done together is you ruined my relationship, and you made me the bad girl because I'm done being nice with you, Harrison. I'm done, and this is for you, and I want you to hear this right now. Are you ready, Yogi?
I'm ready.
I'm just dressing up like I'm a Barbie doll. Just for that, just say I don't care at all. You still up with my sexual, what's the up with my pencil? So I put it up, the smile, can I leave? All this boy is poison. One in my brain. I'm starting to think I'm saying all this useless. Useless. This time I just want I walk with the best girl. No more Mr. Master. It's definitely my world. I do it right I like. I'm Michael. Psycho. Yeah, you think it's too crazy. But you're actually crazy. No more Mr. Master. Pretend that I like you. I do it right I like. I'm Michael. Psycho. Yeah, you think it's too crazy. But you is crazy. No more Mr. I'll tell myself every time I play the game. I'm making myself smaller than insane the brain. So trouble was summer was the one I don't want. So I took it out, took smile, and let's please. All the boy is poison running on my brain. I'm starting to think I'm insane. All the casting. trip, this song is different. I won't be the victim. No more Mr. Natural. This chapter that's in my world. I do it right I like. I'm Michael, psycho. Yeah, you think it's crazy. But you're crazy. No more Mr. Natural. Pretend that I like you. I do it right I like. I'm Michael. Psycho, yeah, you think it's crazy, but you're acting crazy.
Even better than last night.
Yeah,
Awesome. Well, sometimes singing something like that helps get everything out of the system. And we feel better afterwards. So I hope you feel better, Selma.
I feel better.
All right. So Selma, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming on,
you're welcome.
and thank you for doing the breathing with me,
You're welcome.
and thank you for singing.
You're welcome.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes,
Eric Point says another great live. Thank you, Eric.
and tomorrow I'm gonna see my ex-boyfriend at school tomorrow.
Okay. Well, let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Here comes some part blaster.
You certainly did blast it. Hey, can you say goodnight real quick to Squirrel Sniper?
Yeah. Good night, Squirrel Sniper.
Can you say goodnight real quick to Eric Lapointe
Good night, Eric Lapointe.
and Soul Stars
Good night, Soul Stars.
and Michael Burkeen
Good night, Michael.
and Toy Pups
Good night, Toy Pup.
and New York Debs?
Good night, Deb.
And last, and of course, certainly not least, our friend Cat and Jack, who's not feeling too well. So maybe we could say goodnight and we can offer her just a little prayer that she feels better. As Soulstar says, feel better now. How about that?
Yeah. Good night, Cat Jack. And here's a little play for you. Dear Lord, can you make our friend Cat Jack feel better? Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Selma.
You're welcome.
All right. I love you guys. Love you, Selma. I will see you tomorrow.
Okay. And one more part.
Yeah. That one was just for you, Cat and Jack. That was a Selma fart just for you. I don't think it was really. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that was a machine.
I think that is a machine.
I don't think it's a machine. All right. Soul Star is laughing. All right, guys. Good night. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Hey. Good night, Dan. Hey,
Good night,
try the cognitive shuffling tonight. Let me know how it works. See you guys.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.